Hey everyone. One of the hardest things that I've had to do as a health coach is talk with a client who's very motivated to play a sport or perhaps to sign up for like a marathon or something like that, is to explain to them what some of the physiological risks are. Because I think the general public sees sports and athleticism and marathons as something that, because it's physical, it's ultimately good for your long-term health. The true clinical data, unfortunately, is that although these things are really fun and they're great for building discipline and intrinsic motivation and all kinds of really good things for your life, they are not without their risks as well. For example, I've had a lot of clients over the years who play golf, and golf is a very explosive sport, and you're always going the same direction. It's not like you get to explode the other way, right? Your swing is always going to go in the same direction. And for that reason, that really creates a lot of imbalances and asymmetries through the body. It's not the end of the world, but it is a contributor to some abnormalities that can really worsen over time. It's not just the kind of thing where you have some negative in the short term that will lead to all kinds of muscular imbalances, and then that can sometimes change your gait or the way that your movement science works throughout the day, and that can lead to aches and pains, and then you go down a road through a domino effect. Now, I don't want to be doom and gloom. Certainly, I love that people have sports in their lives. Sports are very important, but it is important as a health coach to delineate a little bit and work a bit with risk management and start figuring out, okay, if you're going to play this certain sport, can we also take the time to unwind some of the muscles, to stretch some of the muscles, to give you the appropriate recovery, and to try to correct the imbalances that are likely to be created from the sport. Now, same goes with, say, marathons. I've had so many marathon runners over the years, and I tell them all the same thing. I say, I think it's great to build discipline. I think it's great to set a goal like that. And if it's something you're personally passionate about, then yeah, you've got my blessing. I'm going to train you through it. And certainly you're going to be able to sign up for the marathon. However, marathon runners often end up with inflammation in the heart chambers. This can go on for months. That, of course, is another domino effect where when you've got more inflammation in the heart chambers, we're riskier now in our exercise. We're going to need more time off from other forms of therapeutic exercise that are not sports related, but that are more directly impacting our health. And so, again, I'm not saying it's the end of the world. I'm not saying don't do these things. I'm saying that as a health coach, we get into some very difficult conversations about time management and now what other kinds of curative or therapeutic methods we're going to need to take. I remember having someone who ran a marathon, and we ended up having to spend the next couple of weeks, if I remember right, on a lot of foam rolling, a lot of stretching. We had some very stubborn, tight muscles. Even though we'd followed all the right guidelines and training, ultimately the marathon and the training leading to the marathon really led to some pretty severe problems that took up a lot of time to fix. And when you only have so many hours in a week, so as we now had to go into all these rehabilitative states, now we've got to stretch here, we've got a myofascial release here, foam roll when you get home from work, and then when you wake up, do this stretch, and it's like that's all taking away from our other goals, right? It's taking away from the 200 minutes or so each week of cardio that this person needed at a more steady state, not training for the marathon, but just to maintain health, just to build the heart muscle and the muscles of the lungs. It took away from some of the strength training time that we needed, and so it just kind of throws everything off for a while and potentially sets you up for problems down the road, especially if there's an injury. And now, a good health coach, a good personal trainer will teach you how to avoid injuries and build the body in such a way that injuries are very rare. But the more sports you play and the more impact you have, ultimately, there's always going to be that elevated risk. No matter what precautionary methods you take, there is always some chance of that happening, especially if a person didn't have tremendously great fitness going into that sport. So, anyway, I think the point is clear here. Hopefully, you get what I'm saying is that a health coach is not just a sports or an athletic coach. A health coach is there to guide your health and to be able to give you those warnings and those hard lessons about, yeah, we could do this and it's going to be fun and it's going to have a lot of great properties to it. However, just keep in mind, now we're going to need to do these therapeutic methods and we're going to need to take some time away from other goals that we have for your health and wellness because potentially we're going to see some negative results as well. So, anyway, guys, I hope that gives a little bit of insight as to what a health coach does, especially as it pertains to sports and any kind of physical event going on recreationally. Let me know what you think of the video. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, my name is Coach Val, and I'm always here to help.